Now, in your MyMath book, this lesson is called the distributive property and partial quotients, which it technically is, but it's a little different than the partial quotients that I showed you for long division. Basically because each of the questions they give you are cooked up so that there are no remainders. So, because you can't do it using the drawings if there's a remainder. Anyhow, the first examples they give you are pretty straightforward. The distributive property allows you to divide each place value position by the same factor. So it's using really an area model. So here's an example of the first question that they show you, 369 divided by 3. Now some of you can see that 3 divides into 300, divides into 60, divides into 9. That's basically what they're doing, but they're doing it with a drawing of an area model. So basically that's just a simple rectangle, and here's the length times width being area, so we can definitely show the multiplication of it, but they also show division this way too. And what they do is they take the dividend and they divide it up by place value. So again, with this method, you don't have to count or measure or do any of that. It's just an estimate. So basically, if that was our 300, right? And then that's our 60 and that's our 9. Then what we could do is, using the tens trick in reverse, we could divide, how many times does 3 go into 300? Well, it goes in 100 times. How many times does 3 go into 60? Well, it goes in 20 times. And 3 goes into 9 3 times. Now, here's the partial quotient part, because these are all partial quotients. So if I add these together, I will get my full quotient of 123. Again, if I wanted to check, I could multiply 123 times 3, and I should get 369 to show that my answer is correct. Now, that's an easy one. You and I both know that life is not that easy. What happens if we get something like this? 351 divided by 3. So we draw our model, and we go to divide it out by place value. So the first one is 300, which is fine. We draw our 300. Then we go to draw 50, and we think, wait a minute, 3 does not go evenly into 50. Oh. What you can do is divide it in a different way. And this is where the concept of friendly numbers comes in. It's not in the book. It's not. So I know that 3 times 10 is 30. So if I took my 51, which is what I have left after I take out my 300, I have 51 left. 3 goes into 30. And if I take the 30 off my 51, I have 21 left, and 3 goes into 21. I just did partial quotients with the box in my head. No, really. So 3 goes into 300 100 times, 3 goes into 30 10 times, and 3 goes into 21 7 times. So now if I add up my partial quotients, I get my full quotient. So sometimes it's not going to be exactly with the place value, the hundreds, the tens, the ones. Not exactly. You may have to finagle some of the place values with friendly numbers in order to get your model to work correctly. So watch out for that little trick. Okay.